Oh my gosh.
And she didn't even know the octagon was one of your sex moves.
Or maybe she did, Heather. Maybe.
I hate it here already. Stop it.
Who said she didn't know? Yo, you know what?
Wow.
Lonnie Light here, who works for us. He's like a
Assistant
nephew,
producer.
assistant producer, AP. He dug that clip up and he told me, I said, what clip we going to start the interview with? He said, I found something. That was from 2014?
Oh, my
Wow.
That was 11 years ago.
That is deep.
The prophet.
And we were just having a conversation off air that could be a continuation to what those amazing words you just
poured you
I'm
in his
about
spirit.
to break down.
God, that
Like,
just
Sway.
touched me. I was like, wow. But it's true, and that had to be God speaking at that time because, I mean, that's who you are to us. And even just the conversation that we were having prior to getting on about that communication being food to our spirits and our minds, our hearts, our purpose. And you give us great communication.
He does.
That makes us think, that makes us believe, that makes us want to be better, want to change, want to elevate.
Wow.
And that is important.
Wow.
And can I keep talking?
Keep
Sway?
flowing.
You know,
I'm gonna back
and
off
we
the
were.
mic.
I
Come
mean,
on,
I
my
mean,
God.
I mean, it's just such a blessing. And when you think about people that we choose to engage with or
Yeah.
choose not to engage with, they are a part of the path that we'll end up on. You know, when we think about that saying, how our footsteps are ordered by God, right? The right people can help us get on the right path. The wrong people can cause a detour from our purpose, right? And then guess what we need to get back on track? A navigation, a GPS system. And
GPS.
guess what the GPS system is?
G.
The power of the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Like sitting in your spirit and really hearing God and knowing how to get back on path. So the thing I would suggest for all of us is to let go of the that maybe continuing to put us on the wrong path. Be okay with letting things go.
Be okay with letting things go.
Be okay with letting people go.
What's on the other side of that?
Oh, like mercy, grace, favor, purpose. Purpose. Like when you think about it, because at the end of the day, we really just want a purposeful life, right? We want to live intentionally. We don't have a long time on this earth. So the time that we're here, we want to make it count. Like this past year has been, and last year and this year, I mean, I've seen friends go. Like I've had losses, like from people that I did not expect to be gone. And I have one particular friend that I lost, and it was an accident that she was involved in. And oh gosh, I feel bad even talking about this, but it was such a story of it was almost one of those like things where she was talking about a person that she wanted to let go of. But that person kept trying to hold on to her. You know how some people are like, I don't know if I want to keep dealing with this person. But then you continue to deal with them because people will sometimes try to guilt you into having relationships with them and things like that. But this person ended up being the reason for a very bad accident. Eventually, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
And so
Yeah.
you just never know. You know what I mean? Like sometimes people will put us on the wrong path that could be detrimental to our lives and our purpose and things like that. So
Yo, she came in, hit the ground running, Heather B.
I know, and we didn't even say her name yet. So say the name before I
Ladies
ask the
and
question.
gentlemen, we got the magnificent Tasha Smith is in the building.
Y'all.
Jersey, stand up.
Come on,
was
producer,
happening.
director, actor, philanthropist, sister,
Awesomeness.
and terrific human being.
So Tasha was so dope about what you're saying. One of my closest friends and I were having a conversation last night, and we were talking about relationships. And she said, "You know, I'm a smart girl, and I can't believe I stayed in a relationship so long. I don't know how I allowed this man to trick me for so long. And I knew what was happening, but I couldn't get out. I couldn't let go. I couldn't escape. If you ask me, what's the definition of this? I could tell you. What's this? I could tell you anything. I was running my business at the same time, and I tricked myself, and I wouldn't let go. Finally, he ended up letting go and leaving her. Do you think sometimes in relationships, because I agree wholeheartedly with everything that you're saying, I've experienced what you're saying, but do you think sometimes relationships blur all of that? I'm talking about intimate relationships with your partner. Does it blur all of that? Because she basically admitted she had a problem with letting go. She couldn't let go.
Yeah. I feel like we really have to get our minds and our spirits strong, right? Because the enemy will come in and gaslight us all the time. And a lot of those relationships become very manipulative mentally and emotionally, right? It's almost like that thing inside of us that's stuck in something in the past that we're looking for. And a lot of women, unfortunately, we tend to live in the fantasy and not in the reality. We live in the hope of what we want a situation to be instead of what it actually is. So sometimes that fantasy that we've created in our minds will keep us in a situation. Or the Stockholm syndrome of it all. We protect what's abusive to us, right? And it becomes this sick cycle. And honestly, if we could break the chain and be okay with being alone and being patient and allowing ourselves to love ourselves, then we could really embrace one that loves us. Because it's really a lack of love too when you think about it, because when you don't really embrace yourself and don't really believe the best about yourself and believe that you deserve the best, you deserve to be respected and honored and cherished, when you don't have that idea about yourself in your heart and in your mind, you will then embrace what you think love is. Like I came up in a very abuse was something that was normal to me. You know what I mean? Like I thought this was love. Like abuse was love. You know what I'm saying? And you just get this warped idea of really what love is, and then you don't even know how to embrace people that literally
truly love you, right? But did you know you were in abuse? Like sometimes people will be in situations that don't realize it's abuse.
A form of abuse.
A form of abuse.
Yeah, you know what's so deep is that I did know that.
Okay.
I was getting my ass beat, Sway. I knew I was. I mean, it was not just emotional and mental, but I also experienced physical abuse as a kid, right? And even the ones that's in the emotional abuse, like your friend saying, I know. But what is the thing, that's just keeping you in that thing? I really feel it is you gaslighting yourself, because what ends up happening, you dealing with somebody you shouldn't be dealing with.
Yeah.
And then after it just kind of bursts, the bubble just busts, and then you might want to cry out to God and be like, God, why you do this to me? God did not do that to you. You allowed yourself to stay in that situation because you thought you could change it. And that's another thing with us women. We think we gonna change a nigga, right? I mean, you ain't changing nobody that don't want to be changed. But do you understand what I'm saying?
2,000%.
You ain't changing nobody. That's your fantasy. That is not his reality.
That's reality. You ain't gonna change a nigga.
Change a nigga that don't want to be changed. Let me tell you something. Everybody do exactly what they want to do, and if you keep allowing them to do it to you, trust me, they gonna do it. Because if I came up and said, hey, let me give you $200, you gonna not take it? I was literally negotiating something with somebody. I said, you could either take 1,000 or 1,500. He said, I want the 1,500. Of course, you're going to always want the 1,500.
Right. Yeah.
Of course. Just like brothers. Look, if you allow them to keep dealing with you, while they're abusing you, you think they're not going to keep taking it?
They're going to keep taking it.
Ain't nobody turning down no good that is okay with being abused.
That's right.
And sometimes they think that is better when it's abused. Excuse my mouth.
No, we like it. Keep it 100. Keep it a buck.
They know sometimes folks think abused pussy is good pussy.
How many times people say, I'm in a toxic relationship, but I love it.
But I love it.
I love it.
Toxic. They want that toxic sex. That toxic.
That toxic
I
pinga,
swear to
right?
God.
That toxic pinga.
I mean,
Pinga is penis.
Oh.
We don't want toxic pinga. That's the D word.
The girls
Punani.
do. The girls do.
Get out.
I
Sway.
can't take it, y'all.
That's him.
Oh my God,
I'm
this
thinking
is
for
too
our
many
side.
things,
You know?
honey.
You want that?
But people do. They be like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna start an argument with it because it's gonna be real
It's
good
going
after
hand in
we
hand.
fight.
Hey, the makeup sex.
Right.
They look
right.
forward to that. But you got it. The bigger the argument, the better the sex.
I'm telling you, that's
Brown.
what be
F
happening.
and F. That fighting
Tasha
and
Smith is here, man.
in
Come
the
on.
building.
In the
Listen.
building. Tracy, get in there, Tracy.
Listen.
Tracy's in New York, by the way, Tasha.
Hey,
You
Tracy.
can see
Tracy,
her.
wait,
Yeah.
where you at, sis?
Okay,
Hello,
yeah.
you look so
But you can turn
gorgeous.
back to the
I love
camera,
the trench,
Tasha.
everything.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, she came in
Thank you,
looking
sis.
super fly. You
So
already know.
Tasha's
Always
stunning.
fly.
Always
Oh, my
stunning.
God.
Come on.
So
She and her
consistent.
sister, Cedra.
And this
Come on.
conversation is so funny because it's making me think that we're like in the middle of a scene for Why Did I Get Married? Like,
Because you already know that's Marcus and Angela. You already know. That's Marcus and Angela. Oh, my God. Tell Tyler Perry to hurry up and get it together.
Let's go, right? You ready?
Easy
You ready for the
request.
next
We
installment?
ready. Come on, we been ready.
Okay, good.
dope.
Okay. Go ahead, Tracy G.
on the subject, Tasha, because I'm telling you, honey, you are a life coach as well, and you are able to give such fantastic wisdom around all of these relationships. On the flip side, because yes, there are many of us who have had a craving for the thrill of a toxic relationship, right? But then there are times where being in a healthy relationship where you feel cherished, for some folks also feels boring. What do you say to those that are like, yo, I can't live without the drama? Is a happy, healthy relationship also a happy, healthy, boring relationship?
See, I feel like that reflects the being that person is. Like when you think about it, like if drama and toxicity is what it is that they want, that's an internal thing when you really think about it. If that's like an ingredient that you feel you need to have in order to live like a fulfilled life, that's an internal thing with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when you think about it though, the wrong ingredient could fuck up a good meal.
Yeah.
Do you follow what
Ooh,
I
I
mean?
like
Like
that.
think about it.
Yeah.
Like the raw.
Mic drop.
You know what I mean? But
That's
it's
a
true.
bar right there.
Like I swear, because I love to cook, right? And it's all about the seasoning. And rosemary don't go in everything.
Facts.
Okay.
We don't need it in the mac and cheese,
You
homie.
know what I'm saying? That's like putting some rosemary and some mac and cheese,
You
man.
right? Come
don't
on.
You
need
be
it.
like, wait a minute, y'all just fucked up this meal.
Yeah. It didn't
You
need the
know?
rosemary.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So what do you like to eat? Like really, like what do you really want? And if you really crave happiness, like if that is an internal thing that you just desire deeply, you're going to make different decisions on the kind of people that you engage
That's
with
true.
as far as dating and things like that. It's you become. I remember somebody asked me about this dude I was messing with, was like, yo, you talk to, I said, I'm allergic to that nigga. Like, like literally allergic.
He's a virus.
Like imagine when you allergic, you start sneezing and coughing and choking. Like, cause some allergies could cause asthma.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
literally, some things you're allergic to could
Yeah.
literally stop you from breathing and have an attack. Some things I'm allergic to. I don't want no
Yeah.
bullshit
There you go.
around me.
That's the ingredient
But
you
you-
got to stay away from.
Period.
The bullshit. But it can't stop in relationships. Like this has to be across the board.
Across the-
This
I'm
has to
with
be
you.
with professional relationships,
Yep.
professionalism.
Oh, you can talk that talk, baby.
It got to be with friendships,
platonic relationship,
platonic,
your girlfriends, your
platonic
homeboys.
relationships, your homies,
Yep.
family members.
Oh,
Family.
soup. That's
Listen.
two.
It got to be people from your past,
Yep.
your old high school
Yep,
friends,
yep,
all of
yep.
that.
Work
Yep.
environment.
Work environment.
Working by. Who you telling?
It can't stop at relationships, right?
No.
And it's great to come to that realization. And we're in the second half. I always say I'm in the second half of life, right?
Yeah.
When I was in the first half, I dealt with it. I felt I
Yes.
had to cope
You
with
had
it.
to.
Yes.
Right?
You felt like you had to.
Yes.
But when I got to the second half, that feeling was eradicated immediately.
Come on.
I understood that I never had to cope with it.
Yes.
Facts.
Right? And
Yes.
you reach that point in life where that revelation hits you. You don't want to live by nothing else.
Yes.
And you get a smaller and smaller tolerance for the bullshit.
No, for the bullshit you do. And
Yeah.
you realize when you get into that second half that you literally don't have to do nothing you don't want to do. Can't nobody because make you do anything you don't want to do. You know, when we were younger, it was almost like fear just kind of like would consume you. Like a lot of times we would engage in things out of fear. Like I fear, you know, like I have to deal with this person and I have to take their bullshit out of fear of what they could do to you, or you know what I'm saying, what they could say about you. But once you get to a certain age, I don't care what anybody thinks about me.
Yeah.
What anybody got to say about me. I am a 54-year-old woman that has lived such
about
a
it.
serious life. I've overcome obstacles that most people would not have been able to live through. Let me tell you something. What I don't want to deal with, Sway,
Yeah.
can kiss my ass.
Tasha Smith, we're going to open up
Period.
the phone lines,
Let's
888-742-3345. You kiss my ass too. 845. Let's go, Torey.
Jersey, let's go, Sway! On the West Coast.
Why did I get married? Why did I get married
Tell
to?
them, remind
Yep.
them.
For better or worse?
Yep.
The Corner, Empire, Daddy's
gosh.
Little Girls,
Yep.
Addicted, Boston Common.
Oh, my God.
Damn.
I go way back.
Way back.
Let's
That was
go.
1996. We didn't see people like us on
Oh
those
my
shows
God,
back
I
then.
know, right?
We did not.
Which is crazy.
Right.
And those two guys, Max Muchnick and David Cohan from Boston Common, I'm actually developing a show with right now that we co-wrote together. And that was like over 30 years of a relationship that we've had. Isn't that crazy? And I named my production company Black Girl because I was the only black girl usually in productions.
That's
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, like I was always the black girl. Okay,
You were that person.
Right,
How are
right.
things different now?
I mean, we see more of us
Yeah.
now. We see more shows that represent us, that represent our culture. It's not just one-sided through one lens, but it's a various lens and of our stories. And we have so many incredible writers, black writers and
Yeah.
directors and producers, and that's just representing a big, large, part of our culture. And that is really exciting.
That's really exciting. Heather?
Did you always know you wanted to step behind the camera? Because we met you in front of the camera, right? But now every time I turn on a show that I like, directed Tasha Smith, I see your
EMF.
name. Come
Yo,
on,
yo.
I see your
Come
name
on, that was
popping
a-
up,
come on.
and I think
Harlem.
Oh my
God, I
gosh,
love
Harlem!
Harlem.
Shout out to
It
Tracy
was
Oliver
good.
and everybody over
Tracy.
there. Your amazing
Oh my
job.
God. Mayor of Kingstown, which was so
That was
fun.
Come on.
incredible.
Oh,
Like
being math, being able to do that. And as a black woman, to be able to set the tone of that series and do the pilot and produce the first season with Fifth, I mean, it was really a blessing. It was a dream
Okay.
that I had. Like, I had a dream that I wanted to direct, but to be honest, I was afraid. I didn't think I would be able to do it. I had a lot of insecurity, about that imposter
What was
syndrome.
the imposter syndrome? But
Yeah.
why you didn't believe you would be able to do it? You had been in the business for so long.
I think it was probably because of me having a lack of education in
Okay.
the traditional way as far as directing. Like, I didn't go to film school.
Okay.
I felt like there were some technical things I didn't understand. I really, during the time of the dream, I didn't really have any real mentors that really helped me until later on, like Lee Daniels, Salim McKill, a guy named Billy Woodruff. Like, I ended up getting people that
Billy.
really
Yeah, he used to
encouraged
direct
me.
videos, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And once I went to a summer program at USC, I ended up directing my first short film called Boxed In that I wrote.
Yes,
And
2015, baby.
which was great, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And that gave me confidence, and also teaching acting. Like I would teach acting, and you know, I'm basically directing scenes, setting up scenes. I knew how to communicate with actors. You know, when directors would come, I would work with some directors to help them, you know, like break down the characters and things like that. And I think teaching acting gave me confidence in my storytelling. I knew I could communicate with the actor to tell the story, you know, and then I got stronger with the visuals of it all. And now I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
Like,
I love it, man.
I love it.
I love that you get back with T-Saw, right? Your workshop program, right? That's what inspired that, just to be able to communicate with folks how to do the best job.
Yes, because I thought that teaching acting was me just giving to others. I didn't realize that they were also giving to me. Every opportunity I got to teach and to block a scene and to set up a scene, I was literally cultivating my director on the inside of me. So when I go to set, I'm not afraid to tell the story and communicate with the actor, because I have been training doing that for 20 years as a teacher.
Wow.
You know, a lot of people didn't know that I was teaching. Like, I remember a long time ago, I was up for a movie, and I hate to say this, but it's true, but I was meeting with an actor, and I was so excited to meet with this actor. And, you know, the movie, that it never happened, but the producers wanted me to meet with this actor. And this actor was like, well, what makes you think you could direct this?
The actor said
Yes,
Oh,
a black
my.
man. Like, what makes you think you could do this? I mean, you ain't even been in nothing that good, really.
Are you
know,
kidding?
Literally.
Crushed.
I'm not even playing.
Yeah.
Like, it was devastating. And I was like, I had to brush that shit off so fast. And even when I started directing, I went straight to the opposite of what people knew about me, because people had seen me working with TP so much, right? And they thought that's
Tyler Perry for the, you know,
right?
who ain't his friend.
Tyler Perry.
She can just say
TP.
TP.
You know, PP. You know, you and Heather know him personally. He's been on the show. You know, I've been on, you know.
Right. But, or I should say Mr. Perry.
Yeah,
Mr. Perry.
But, you know, people had seen me, you know, in that space for a minute, you know, with Daddy's Little Girls, Why Did I Get Married? Why Did I Get Married to? All of that. But there was still so much more in me and so many other stories to tell. And I said, well, when I start directing, I'm going to do the opposite of what people think they know about me.
Yeah.
And that's why it was so drama heavy, crime, thriller, things like that, because I just needed to explore a different part of my instrument and for people to see a different side of me.
You do excellent work.
Excellent.
I don't mean
Yes.
to cut
Thank
you,
you.
but that's just the result of all the things. I'm loving hearing this backstory to
Yeah.
how you came to directing.
Yeah.
Because every time I've watched you direct, I always saw it in the credits, like after I watched some amazing episode
Yeah,
or something.
man.
It's like, what? Tasha Smith?
Tasha,
You
yeah.
know, and so you do excellent work. Give her a round of
Thank
applause
you.
for that.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Continue. I apologize.
I know. I mean, I just love it, and I'm grateful for the opportunity. You know, I felt like I was in a space, you know, in the early part of my directing career where I had to prove myself. I felt like I did not, but I felt like I had to prove myself to
Yeah.
people. You know, people were like, well, she's just an acting teacher and she's just an actress and she's only done these kind of movies. And, you know, they felt like they had my number, but they didn't understand the passion in me. They didn't understand that while I had been teaching for 20 years, that's all I was doing was really directing scenes, you know, blocking scenes,
Yeah.
setting up scenes, really cultivating. I felt like I was hidden, you know, but that's how God does it. It's a process
It's a
to
process,
the success.
and look at it now. And that process is a part of the success.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Tasha Smith is here. We're going to keep you going. We're supposed to have you for 20, 30 minutes, but you ain't got nowhere to go, do you?
Not
mind
right
her business.
now.
Not at the moment? Okay, cool. Bo is on the line from New Jersey.
Bo,
Bo, what's
Hey.
up?
Hey,
What's
Bo.
happening?
What's happening? What's happening?
Hey, Bo.
Hey, what you got to say to
Hey.
Tasha, man?
Oh man, you're an inspiration, and you fine as hell.
Yo, Bo, I just left the room and I told told everybody in the other room I had to leave because Tasha keeps staring in my eyes.
He can't take
I
it.
can't take it.
He didn't tell me, Tosh, because I would have told on him immediately. I would have been like, Tasha, Sway got a crush on you.
I love my
bitches.
Sway.
man.
I love me some
I
Sway.
love you too. Every time your sister and you look me in my eye, I'm like, oh, jeez, man. But absolutely, Bo. Go ahead, man. What would you like to say to her?
I just want to thank you. Your inspiration.
Yeah.
That narcissistic thing. You know, saying I was going through it. You made my day, and you fine as hell.
Oh,
That's what he really
Good
called
call
to say.
for you.
Sway,
well,
yeah.
I appreciate it. I'd rather
love
be
you,
an
sister.
inspiration. Thank you.
You
know,
are-
just
you're-
on.
No, yeah. Listen. You're both. You're both. More of an inspiration. Well, I don't know.
Thank you.
Go to work, Bo.
Bo, go get that check,
Don't
Bo.
make that money,
You're a
Bo.
citizen.
Sway in the morning.
Let's go to Shar is in Toronto. Shar, welcome to the show.
Shar?
Hey, Shar.
Hey, Shar.
Hi, everyone. Hope you're doing well.
Yes, yes.
You too.
Excellent, Shar. Go say hi to Tasha Smith.
Hey.
Congratulations to Tasha on all your success.
Thank you, sis. I appreciate it.
And you're fine as hell. Just kidding.
Damn. Shar's into things.
I love you for that, Shar.
So,
Go ahead, Shar.
I actually called about 2 years ago when you guys were talking about people who have done you wrong, and I tried to tell my story. I left a very bad abusive domestic abuse situation that I was in for about 15 years.
Wow.
I had been together with someone from college. I got together with him since I was 19 years old. It was an extremely toxic relationship, but again, there was no education on, healthy relationships, and so I thought abuse was normal. So I got into this toxic relationship with this jerk for a long time. I'm actually still in court. It's been 2 years, and I'm still fighting for everything. But I think there's an end somewhere. But I just want to thank you for shining light on this, and just the topics of just what's been normalized, especially in cultures with people of color. I'm Guyanese, and I think it's just been very normalized in our culture, the abuse and what to take from men. And it's just like, I think nowadays, women are just having more of an education on, value and just, to actually treat yourself with some kind of worth and just not take that kind of behavior anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a really long time to break out of that. Go ahead.
How are you doing now?
It's extremely difficult. It's extremely difficult because it seems the systems favor men like him. He makes a lot of money. He's a corporate image kind of type person, and it's being favored. And it's really like, it doesn't even matter what these kind of people do anymore. It's kind of praised to be a narcissist these days. It's really disgusting. But at least more women are getting educated on, what that behavior looks like and, what gaslighting is, what a trauma bond is, what all of that is. And it's making it a lot. I see a lot of people getting divorced these days. And and I think that's a good thing, that people are actually, stepping up for what they believe in and, just not taking that, especially divorce is shamed in so many cultures. Even with my family, like my parents are still not supportive of my divorce, knowing that this man has put hands on me, has put hands on my children, and it's still like I had to beg them to take wedding pictures off the wall. I had to, like just things like that.
Well, Shar, I'm so sorry that you had to go through that, but I'm so excited for you and your future that you got out of it. And so I just want to encourage you to not give up on love and to dream as big as you can and to try, if you can, to replace some of those thoughts with just what it is that you really desire for your life. There's a scripture that says the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to to the pulling down of strongholds and casting down imaginations. So if you can try, because sometimes that's where the battle is, in your mind, how you think of yourself. And we have to reshape how we see ourselves, how we see life. So try to dream about and visualize about what you want your life to be. Those thoughts will probably bring you joy. Try not to sit and meditate on the past, because when you meditate on that, that's where you become like frozen and stuck and keep embracing the things that have happened instead of trying to embrace what's in front of you. So I just say, God bless you. I encourage you. Have faith in God. Wow. You know, I pray joy over your life, sis. I be cussing and preaching at the same time. So
we under construction. That's all. That's all.
God know my heart. But sis,
new production company alert.
Right. God bless you, sis. But seriously, dream about how you want your life to be from this point on.
Yes.
That situation in the past is going to work itself out. It's going to be a process in working it out. Embrace the process, but look forward to the future.
Amen.
There you go, Shar. Woo! Thank you for sharing your life with us, Shar.
You caught that obedience, Shar?
God bless you.
Okay, and call us with the joy too, Shar.
Yes,
okay.
The joy report.
All right, we want the joy report.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you. You're a super citizen.
Thank you so much.
In the morning.
Thank you so much. You're
Absolutely.
all
That's hilarious. Thank you. We have to talk about the new show, Survival of the Thickest.
Yes.
The new season starts March 27th.
Yes.
Right? Netflix.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Michelle Buteau.
Yes.
Yes.
Shout out to Michelle.
Michelle's awesome.
Yo,
Yes.
We love her.
Listen, let's start with the title, Survival of the Thickest.
Uh-huh.
Well, who came up? Like, tell
That's her.
That's
that was
awesome.
based on Michelle's book.
Okay.
Right? Survival of the Thickest. And,
Okay.
you know, so she wrote a book about her life, and, you know, just being a sister that was able to get that book turned into a series was a blessing. I met Michelle when I was doing First Wives Club with my sister Jill Scott.
Oh, man.
Right? Because that was like a blessing for Jill and I, because, you know, we hadn't worked together since we did Why Did I Get Married? So I was really looking forward to us doing that. And Michelle and I had a brief moment, you know, on the set, and that's how that came about. And I wanted to support her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, being a sister that was producing a show, created a show. So I came in there on that first season with her, really just wanting to have her back and support her as a Black woman. And then the show came back. You know, I ended up coming back as a series regular. They asked me to direct some episodes, you know, so, and that was like my first time like really directing myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's
How
funny.
do you do that?
I mean, preparation, preparation, like literally everything is about preparation, because it was probably two of my biggest episodes, right? That I'm directing myself in, which was just absolutely insane, but it was also so much fun. And you know, I play a queer woman. I directed Harlem, right?
Yeah.
And I was able to have Jerry play my love interest from Harlem. And it was so cool. Michelle doesn't even know this, but I'm gonna tell this first here on Sway. When Jerry was up for Survival of the Thickest, I was like, well, she just kind of played this part on Harlem, and I directed her and Gail Beam in that beautiful episode. Did you see that episode?
What?
Did you see them on that sofa,
girl,
when them legs came
sofa.
over? I lived for her and Gail. Do you know when
I believed everything about
too.
that?
Me
Yeah,
too.
I believe they hung out after
Let
the
me
set.
just tell you something. When I directed them, I knew that that season 2 was coming up and what my work would be in season 2, and I'm watching them work together, and I was like, please, I really want someone like one of them to play my love interest for season 2. And then when Jerry came up for it, I wasn't sure. I was like, Michelle, do you think that, you know, that it's right for her to come from Harlem to this show? And she's like, look, hey, I think she's perfect. It's a different network, a different kind of show. I said, okay, bet. Jerry calls me. I say, Jerry, let's get together, girl. Jerry and I met for hours, and we rehearsed before her screen test.
Okay.
So we literally rehearsed and worked together. I said, girl, let's make some chemistry that cannot be denied.
Okay.
And then when she came in for the audition, her and I looking like, yeah, girl, let's get it. And they couldn't deny it. And she ended up getting the part. But what was so funny, you know, I'm not a queer woman, have a lot of queer women in my life. And so I don't know what female sex is like, right?
Okay.
I don't know,
Yeah,
right?
me either.
I've
You don't know
never
that, Heather?
had.
No.
Never,
Tracy,
look,
you want to
she said
chime
me
in?
either.
I'm like, shit,
Well, let me tell y'all what was the funniest thing was when me and Jerry had a love scene, right?
Uh-huh.
And they said, okay, you got to get on top of her and y'all start making love, right?
You didn't know what
so
to do?
I was like, I literally opened my legs, right, to get on top. And I was like, how y'all do it like this? I was like, how does this work? How do we have sex
Get
like
out,
this?
Tasha. Get
I'm
out.
not playing. And so Jerry was like, nah. That's why I'm glad that I had a strong, powerful queer woman that taught me how to be a queer woman. She said, oh, no, baby girl. We got to open the leg. We going to get the scissor. It's like, you know, where y'all like that.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, the
fingers-
vaginas had to kind of come together and
the
get some
V's
move.
had to-
Yo, I was like, oh, this is how you get off. I said, damn it, I didn't know, sis. I was like, could you imagine? I was so, and the director didn't even know what to do. I was like, but Jerry had to literally set up the scene and work that out. So it was.
It turned out all right.
She's dope, man. Listen,
she is the most
dope.
beautiful, vibrant, beautiful woman.
Yeah, really
I just
is.
love her. I love Jerry Johnson. I
Yeah.
love her.
We can't tell enough stories
I know, right?
about black women, though. Like, you know, because
on it.
we haven't seen enough.
Yes.
Right? So over the
Yes.
years, and only recently have we truly been seeing more storylines
Yes.
around. And salute
Yes.
to Tyler
Yes.
Perry, too.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so
Yes.
this is great to hear. And this is what makes this series so great,
Yes,
right?
it's so fun.
Yeah.
It said this season is so fun. You'll see Mavis going through just finding her love, like getting back into love. She is going to take us on a beautiful ride. Tone Bell is absolutely fantastic. You're going to see his character going through so much stuff. Oh my gosh, and Marley is just in full power, my character. I mean, love, deciding this is what she wants relationship-wise, getting to explore that relationship with Jerry. It is such a fun show. It's rooted, it's real. We had all these incredible female directors, one being myself.
Ow.
You know, there was Amy Aniobi and Thembi Banks and Kim. Oh my God. I mean, it's just such a vibrant group of
That's
women.
dope.
I love it.
And so it's a blessing, and I'm excited for the second season of Survival of the Thickest, March 27th.
On Netflix.
Netflix, baby.
Yo,
It's
Tasha.
baby.
great.
You are heaven sent.
Yes.
Oh,
She is.
thank you, bro.
Yes.
And we can't get enough of you.
Thank
okay?
you.
And
Thank
I know
you.
you just your sister Cedra, and you just celebrated a birthday.
Yes,
And
honey.
you know how I found out?
Oh.
I was watching Taraji Instagram.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Do you
You-
know? Sidra did that. I'm blaming Sidra. I apologize to anyone we forgot to invite.
Okay.
Because it was so last minute. Sidra probably, she woke up on a Monday or something and was like, let's have a birthday thing on Friday. DJ Kiss and MOS. Come on, we're going to go down to the addition and this and that. And I said, girl, who we going to invite? Well, what if people don't come? I'm always afraid to have a birthday party.
Why you think people ain't
Wow.
gonna show
Because
up?
I be thinking people ain't gonna show up. So I run from birthdays like that. Birthday is usually at my BFF Arthur's house, and it's usually me, Arthur, Angela Bassett, Jesse Williams. We eating crab,
Hey.
and that's it. Like we literally eating crab every year. I either want crustacean or to make some crab at home, right?
But crustacean ain't no
I know
joke.
it's so
Ooh,
good,
so
The
right?
one in Beverly Hills?
Yes,
Oh,
that's my
man.
favorite.
Garlic
We should
noodles
go
is
there
good.
one day.
I'm down.
Okay. But Sidra last minute planned this birthday with Ernest Dukes, my amazing publicist, and it was and DJ Kiss and MOS, and it just and Legendary Damon.
Legendary.
And honestly, you know Legendary Damon.
Yes.
But and it was just so much fun. I swear, we danced like it was the 90s, y'all.
Wow.
I mean, the guy was literally putting us out the club. He was like, everybody got to go home. The lights are up. The music stopped. Everybody leave. We was like, we don't want to leave. So we went to after hours. We didn't get it. Girl, you know that's some East Coast stuff.
Man,
we went to
hours,
after hours. We didn't get into like 5, 6 o'clock. I said, this remind me back in Jersey, them cocaine days.
Oh, my.
Tasha, get out.
Cocaine and Jersey be synonymous.
Shut up, Sway.
Oh, I'm just-
Shut up.
I was like, this is like 90 something. You know, I feel like I'm in the 90s right now, okay?
Yes.
I love how many days it take you to recover.
Yo, I'm still recovering.
Yo, get out.
Do you hear my voice? I'm like, I am still recovering. I mean, we have
fun. You have fun, though.
Sis.
Have fun.
Have
We
fun.
had so much fun. Thank you, Jess Betts. Jessica Betts, Niecy's wife, sang
Yes.
happy birthday to us. Oh, my God. Such a beautiful voice. I mean, all our friends and family. It was so good.
Jessica's so cool.
Jessica's
mad
so
cool.
cool.
No, I
And
mean like
so
style.
No, she fly.
Fly.
Oh, no.
Come on,
Got to fit. Got
that's
to
my
fly.
family.
Got to swag.
Send my love to her next
Yes,
time. I talk
and
to her.
yes,
Niecy.
and
And
Jess
Niecy, yeah.
and Niece, we just sending you a little shout out, y'all. They're so beautiful.
Beautiful people.
Oh, my
Tasha,
goodness.
you are amazing. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
blessing
brother.
us with
I
your
love
presence.
you.
I love you
I
too.
love you.
I love you
I
too.
love you.
I love you,
Okay,
Tasha.
that's
Thank
Tasha
you.
Smith,
USA.
Survivor
God
of the
bless
Thickest.
you. Yes.
March 27th, Netflix season 2. Make sure you watch it, and we want to thank y'all for tuning in. This is our first week in LA.
Yes,
It
come on,
ain't even
welcome
been a
to
week
LA.
yet.
Ain't even been a week.
3
I'm
days.
glad y'all here. I'm
Yo,
gonna start
Wednesday?
I might bring y'all some food here one
Come
day
on,
because you know I
Tasha.
be
Come
cooking.
on,
Yo,
let's
yo.
I might
go.
just drop off a
Bring-
little
hey,
platter.
Bring the crew too.
Okay.
We'll all
Let's-
bond
let's
up
have
here,
fun.
Okay, we all from the same era.
Yes, go.
Okay.
Okay, we
Let's
can have
go.
a lot of stories.